everyone, FFXX here. After finishing the true ending in 9 Souls, I found that a new Memories of Battle section was added in the menu.
Boss rush, boss rush, boss rush, boss rush.
Memories of Battle is essentially a boss battle mode, similar to the Hall of Gods in Hollow Knight, though this one only has the main bosses.
Okay, you just select what you do. Okay, cool. That means we can fight the first boss with max stat.
After messing around with the charm setups a little bit, I wanted to see how I could push things like the last Sand Jade and the Key Swipe Jade, which I never got a chance to use during the main game. Then I came to a realization.
Wait, this is a hitless fight. I'm just realizing I'm trying to do this fight hitless.
So I decided that I wanted to try to beat every boss without getting hit. Now, there are two types of damage in this game. Internal damage and external damage. So that separates hitless into two categories. Hitless, no actual damage, and damageless, no imperfect parries. Jade-induced internal damage is fine. Yingzhao is the first boss of the game, so he's pretty simple. Though the edges of the arena are electrified. I used the Hedgehog, Reciprocation, Key Swipe, and Last Stand Jades for the fight, as well as full control for my Talisman type. Most of his attacks are easy to parry and give a large window for damage. 5 charge full controls easily stuns him, every time. In phase 1 he has 2 attacks. One has him slam down with his weapon, followed by a slower attack. The other has him run to one side of the arena, then he'll run from side to side and slash at you. This attack is followed up with a horizontal stab. Phase 2 adds 2 Crimson attacks, a dash, and a jumping slam. Now he'll always do his Crimson Slam after his arena traversal attack. The Crimson Dash is added to his standard attack pool and as a follow-up to his slam combo.
So this sounds about right. Like I said, warm up boss. We will, if I get hit at all, I just kind of die on the first couple seconds. Not damageless though.
Feels like I'm having a pretty good day so far.
Yeah, I completely forgot to get attacks in like 2 weeks.
That could have gotten me killed.
I don't even know if this works properly.
Alright, that's not nameless, but definitely hitless. Alright. Goumang is the second boss I wanted to attempt hitless, because I thought that 2 enemies at once would be a pretty good challenge. I used the Swift Blade, Hedgehog, Key Swipe, and Last Stand Jades for this fight, and Full Control as my talisman type. Goumang's quirk is that Yi has to defeat one of the Jiangshi soldiers, then Yi can damage her while she revives him. The small Jiangshi has 3 attacks. They have a jump slash, followed by a horizontal stab. They can also shoot their arm at Yi, and the arm sticks into the ground. It can be broken with an initial parry, or by slashing it while it's in the ground. Their final attack is a double slash. The bigger Jiangshi has 2 Crimson attacks, and a normally parried double slash. Their first Crimson attack has their fist become enveloped in flames as they hop across the arena. The second Crimson attack, they charge up the jump briefly and then slam down on Yi's current position. I like to use arrows heavily in this fight to minimize the time between the Jiangshi soldiers' deaths. You're a nerd. Okay, that was quick. I got it. I just needed to make sure I didn't get randomly hit. Not randomly hit, but yeah, I just needed to make sure I didn't get just smacked around immediately. The Sky Rending Claw, aka Robo Yanlao, can make it a bit slower to use full control effectively. This fight also relies heavily on dodging its Crimson attacks. I use the Hedgehog, Reciprocation, Key Swipe, and Last Stand Jades for this fight, as well as full control for my talisman type. A lot of the attacks have lasers going along the height of the arena. The fight will normally begin with lasers on each side of the arena, and 1 or 2 attempts at grabbing Yi. This attack cannot be parried in any way, so you gotta dodge. The grab is followed up by the claw crossing the arena a number of times, occasionally jumping in the air and slamming down. This attack is good for parries. Using talismans here can be a bit risky though. Sometimes the claw will float in the center arena and will summon 4 lasers to traverse the arena. Attacking with a blade is good here and will do a fair amount of damage. The last claw attack is to go to the top of the arena and charge a large crimson laser, while Yanlao attempts to hit Yi with a series of sniper shots. If enough damage is done, going up the wall and above the claw is a good way to consistently get the stun, and if it does fire, the laser can easily be jumped over. Phase 2 adds 2 more lasers to the laser attack, and an extra moving laser to the grabbing sequence. Okay, I need to time that differently. And if I use... I want Fury. I might have to test with a different Jade.
I'm doing a lot of really risky things here. A lot of really risky things here and there. Be careful. As long as you're familiar with, it's hard to describe the difficulty curve because it all depends really on your playstyle. Some bosses do really well with one playstyle while other bosses do really well with another. Jiequan is a nerd. His attacks are really fast, and since I made the fight easier in my initial playthrough, I wasn't quite prepared for how much I needed to do. He's not coughing. Is this how the fight's supposed to do? He attacks right when the fight starts, so be prepared to parry. I use the Hedgehog, Reciprocation, Key Swipe, and Last Stand Dudes for this fight, as well as full control for my Talisman type. The edges of the arena do have electrical pits. They hurt. He has a large variety of attacks that he can put out very quickly. He can summon a horizontal sword attack that he'll often use right before his spear attack. His main spear attack does 3 hits, and can end with a forward stab or crimson dash. Afterward, he'll throw a group of 6 spiky bombs, sometimes preceding this with a slam attack. Once he throws the bombs, he can do 2 attacks. He'll either throw a set of 3 homing daggers, or he'll summon a shield around himself and heal. Both can easily be countered by shooting him with a Cloud Piercer arrow. Those save him for when he shields himself, as it's safer to break from a distance. He can also use a halberd to charge a crimson attack, which needs to be parried with an unbounded counter. He can dodge it, but the timing's very tight and the resulting flame pillars are very dangerous. Phase 2 has the same attacks, but they are much faster, and he can teleport now! God damn it, it was so close. Fury, my beloved. Fury makes such a difference, it's not even funny. I just obliterated half of Jiequan's HP in like 5 seconds. The bad part about the ultra parry reciprocation grid. Probably the only bad part is it heals you past Fury when you ultra parry. But Fury's sick. Fury is very sick when you can do it, right? That people don't like is how close you are to Death's Razor Edge. The Razor. Oh, wait, did I just hitless Jiequan? Did I just hitless Jiequan without thinking about it? While talking about how Fury is actually so good, but I can't use it with reciprocation?
Lady Ethereal was the first boss I decided to attempt hitless. I used the Hedgehog, Reciprocation, Key Swipe, and Last Stand Jades for this fight, as well as full control for my Talisman type. A lot of her attacks came out fast enough where I wasn't comfortable using Unbounded Counter. First phase is very quick, which made the fight much more enjoyable for me. Every time she uses her Crimson Stomp, dash out of the way and wail on her with V's Blade. Her side slash is easier to parry with a Tai Chi kick. This double side slash has more wind up, so grounded parry is easier. When she sends 3 Crimson Swords across the arena, jump over one and dash to her for some damage if she's close. If she sends out a purple orb, that has to be Tai Chi kicked. She also has a Crimson Dash that can be dealt with the same way. This stuns her for free damage. When she shoots feathers, you can use aerial parries to get up to her and get a free talisman. All of her attacks in phase 1 have enough time in between where you can easily get a fully charged full control talisman off. Second phase has the same attacks as the first. However, she has 2 clones which sometimes overlap attacks. One slash of Yee's Blade is always enough to dispel these illusions, while the real Lady Ethereal will stay and reveal her face. Aerial parries will also reveal the real Lady Ethereal's face, mostly applicable to her Crimson Dash. Her clones will not spawn while she's stunned. During a Crimson Sword attack, do not worry about attacking her, it's not worth it. Third phase is where things really get shaken up. She has a lot more possible clones now, but she will never have her face covered while attacking. Every time Lady Ethereal goes into phase 3, she'll do a Coalescent Energy attack. There is a rhythm to this attack. With aerial parries, you can do a pattern of parry, parry, and dodge. If timed correctly, this will avoid the unblockable insta-kill energy ball every time. This is a good time to use arrows or get a talisman in. Third phase has the same attacks as phase 1 otherwise, with the Coalescent Energy attack and 2 others mixed in. She can do a triple Crimson Dash with the real Lady Ethereal as the third one always. No. There's a variation where you can see her charging a slash while 2 other clones attack.
Wait, this is a hitless fight. I'm just realizing I'm trying to do this fight hitless. Why is that not registered yet? This setup means I have to do the entire fight hitless. Pretty much. Why am I doing this? Why is it taking that long to register this as a hitless fight? Or attempted hitless. It's awfully silly. Why am I trying to hitless this boss? And why is it working? Lady silly for real. Yeah. Stop being silly, don't be silly. Don't make a silly mistake. Alright, she's dead. I just hitless. Wait, I just did that hitless. Okay. First hitless fight, let's go. With Fury strats. G's a pretty fun boss, and I misgendered him by accident so many times in my initial playthrough. I kept calling him a girl. His divination expands his attack pool quite a bit, so I recommend going through the various options and seeing which feels the most consistent to dodge. I used the Swift Blade, Reciprocation, Key Swipe, Swift Defense, and Last Stand Jades for this fight, and Full Control as my Talisman type. For G's standard attacks, I would recommend using Tai Chi kicks whenever possible due to the fact that his swords come from behind quite a bit. He can fire 2 swords from himself that have a chance to boomerang back to him. If they boomerang, it's a good chance to use a talisman. He can also summon a sword from behind Yi, that can also boomerang. If he throws the sword directly at Yi, he'll follow up with Crimson Dash. He will always do some of his standard attacks between divinations. There are 5 different attacks that Ji can give Yi, based on which divination orb is chosen. The green pot has Ji drop a small health or Azure Sand refill. Then he chooses a random second divination effect after some standard attacks. Only use this effect if running low on Azure Sand, as it will make the fight longer as well as making him much more unpredictable. The yellow orb has Ji drop a device that produces crimson waves. These waves also return after a brief amount of time. This cycle repeats until the device is destroyed. After dropping the device, Ji does a series of standard attacks. This divination makes parrying Ji's attacks a bit harder, as attacks need to be split between him and the device. The red sword orb leads Ji directly to doing a set of his standard attacks, followed by a crimson dash. This is a good one to choose, lots of space to deal damage. The purple whirlwind orb will have Ji place a black hole, after which he'll perform a set of his standard attacks. This one makes dodging a bit harder, so avoiding is best. The blue tornado orb is a bunch of swords in alternate directions. Good one to fall back on, as it will max out key charges. This is followed up with some standard attacks. When phase 2 begins, he'll summon a large black hole. It'll fire a series of swords that will be called back after a brief moment. Ji will use this attack again after a while if he doesn't die first. A few of the divinations change as well. The yellow orb will have Ji perform a crimson attack when he drops the device. The purple orb can have a big or small black hole now. The blue orb is just gone now, as well. If Ji is in the air when he sends out a homing sword after the divination is finished, he will follow up with a crimson slam that will send out a crimson wave as well. A grounded parry here will give Ji just enough time to charge an unbounded counter.
I would recommend choosing the red swords during G's divination as much as possible during this fight, as they are the easiest to deal with. The blue 20 the second, and a green pot third, as it'll have a chance to be an easier attack and a chance to be a harder attack. Thunderburst arrows will quickly do a great deal of damage to any devices G summons, as well as G. And he can also bug out and cause a soft lock. I'm sure that won't happen to you, though. Swords are confusing. Okay. I want the sword one. That'll give me a really fast anchor point. Which one is this? First phase. Done. I could actually probably do all these bosses hitless now that I think about it. It's very silly. What? Thanks, game, for not screwing me over, but at the same time, what? Uh-oh. Gotcha. This is fun. Besides crashing 9 souls, besides soft locking the game, G is really fun to fight. This is gonna take a while. This duo is not that bad to do hitless, maybe because of how their attacks overlap in phase 2. It can still be a little overwhelming when things get hectic though. I used the Hedgehog, Reciprocation, Key Swipe, and last CMJs for this fight, as well as full control for my Talisman type. Fuxi has a few attacks where the outcome can vary. One of these is when he jumps and slams his clawed hand into the ground. He can either follow this up with a slam attack or by pulling his claw across the floor in an attempt to hit Yi from behind. He can also run across the arena to Yi's location, uppercutting at the end. This uppercut can also be performed from a standstill, followed by a slam attack. His normal slam attack can also be occasionally followed up with a horizontal stab. There's a Crimson Slam that he can do, but it has a long wind up where Yi can charge a unbounded counter. Phase 2 has Nuwa join in with her flute. This will add additional attacks in tandem with Fuxi's, forcing Yi to take the fight a little slower and affecting the timing for parries and talismans. This phase will always start with Nuwa summoning a series of electrical shocks on top of Yi's position. These have a chance to happen when Fuxi does a Claw Slam. Nuwa can summon homing swords during any of Fuxi's attacks. Prioritize Tai Chi kicking these, as that will give a better window to parry or dodge. She can also summon snakes, either horizontally or from the ceiling. Horizontal snakes can only be summoned while Fuxi is performing his clawed uppercut. Ceiling snakes can come in two forms: an alternating pattern that can happen during his clawed uppercut or arena run, and a snake sectioning off most of the arena. This can only happen during Fuxi's Claw Slam. The last attack Nuwa can summon is a parryable orb, but only during the Claw Slam again. The alternating snakes can be quite difficult to deal with, but if a breather is needed, Yi can use the Cloud Piercing Arrow to stun Fuxi and stop any of his attacks. It must not have turned me around when I was doing the sword stuff. I must just have not turned around. That's weird. I could have sworn I was facing the other way. I had to guarantee that I wouldn't get hit there. Cooperate. What are you doing?
Okay! That was not as bad. That was actually not as bad as I thought. I just need to be mindful of what's going on. She gave me a very good setup though. A lot of parryable items. But oh my gosh, was that stressful. It was hitless, not damageless, but hitless is good. Eigong is the hardest fight in the game by far, taking me longer than every boss in the game combined. Her speed and aggressiveness makes it really hard to use full control in Yi's blade consistently. I ended up using Water Flow as my talisman, with my jades being Hedgehog, Reciprocation, Bearing, Swift Blade, and Swift Descent. I end up using Unbounded counters quite a bit in this fight, as I felt like those do slightly more internal damage due to Reciprocation. The first phase introduces most of the standard attack that Eigong uses throughout the fight. She will always start with one of 3 attacks. An up slash followed by a down slash, a triple stab, or a down slash followed by a horizontal slash. These attacks repeat in various order throughout the fight. Like Yi, she has a talisman. It takes the form of a Crimson Dash attack, and should be Tai Chi kicked. Sometimes she'll perform a quick Crimson Down Slash, which is safer to dodge than parry. This is always followed by a dash past Yi, which is also followed up by a rapid triple slash behind her. The delayed slashes can also be done without the Crimson Down Slash preceding it. Her final Crimson attack in Phase 1 has her charging up a Crimson Orb, followed up with her jumping high in the air, then slamming down. Phase 2 has every attack from Phase 1 and adds quite a few on. This phase always begins with a series of 4 slashes that must be parried. After a long wind-up, she'll send a giant Crimson Wall, followed by 2 normal slashes and another Crimson Slash after a brief pause. After the initial one, this attack has a chance to be followed up by a delayed slash. Her talisman is now additionally followed by 2 attacks. An upward slash, followed by a Crimson Slam and a Crimson Orb attack, and an upward slash, followed by a downward slash, and then she slams down with Crimson Slash. Fire is also added to a few of her movement options and her talisman. Phase 3 is wild. Second hit was because I tried to heal. Yep, that's a thing. She always starts with 2 screen-wide vertical slashes, and then a screen-wide horizontal Crimson Slash. She'll do another variation of this attack, which ends with a parryable horizontal slash. Doing Tai Chi kicks on the first 2 slashes, then a delayed double jump is a good way to avoid both variations of this attack, while saving your dash to avoid her follow-up, which will either be a talisman grab or a delayed slash. Otherwise, her movement is the same as Phase 2, with the new attack added. This fight relies heavily on rhythm and flow, knowing when to dodge, when to parry, and when to be aggressive. Waterflow helps to give a bit of breathing room by stunning Eigong if she does her talisman with it on her. And the Burying Jade makes Phase 3 feel just a little more controlled, as it can get pretty hectic pretty quickly. I need to do Phase 3 hitless. I can do the first 2 hitless. Phase 3 I still need to do hitless. I am so fucking close. So fucking close. But so far. That was actually kind of a weird Phase 3. She kind of spammed the same attack over and over again. What is with my internal damage carries? Okay. Come on, Eigong. Give me one. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Eigong. Able to do a normal hitless. Yeah. One. Just don't want to deal with that attack. Free damage, pretty much, but I just don't want to deal with it. That was close. This is the run. This isn't the run. Maybe.
go! We're highlighting that for camera. Oh my gosh. I need a minute. I hope you enjoyed the video. Everything I said in this video is just from my experience, and with some research from the wiki for attack names, add-on numbers, and the chance for attacks. Let me know if I got anything wrong, and how I can improve the video. I hope everyone has a good day. Bye bye.